Hi, my name is Alex. I'd like to welcome you all to tonight's first annual Touch 'em All Ball benefiting the Cure Baseball. The Cure Baseball was founded by me in 2011. My idea was to use baseball to raise support and awareness for all types of cancer. Unfortunately, the day after Christmas, my freshman year of high school, I lost my mom to an 8-year battle with breast cancer. My passion in life was always baseball. I was a baseball player growing up, and it was just the game that truly helped me through everything that I went through. So I decided to take two of the biggest things that ever were part of my life and combine them into an organization that truly makes a difference and truly hits home with other people. I had the opportunity to meet Kayleigh when we joined CrossFit together. I joined a little bit before her, and she came in and was rocking all her Princeton stuff and was just an absolute joy to be around. All of a sudden, Kayleigh stopped coming, and I didn't really know why. I didn't understand it. I didn't really ask questions, and maybe CrossFit wasn't for her, or maybe she got a job somewhere else. I just didn't know. So then I started to ask Kayleigh, and at first she just told me that she was having some health problems, and she'd be back in a little bit, and everything was fine. And then then I heard that she was diagnosed with cancer, and it truly just hit me really hard, because being an athlete and being so physically fit and being so just on top of her game, and on top of our games always with nutrition and with with activities and stuff like that, you just don't understand what kind of a blow that is to a person. I have personally never had cancer, but I've seen the effects of it, and I've seen what's happened to it. So we are donating a portion of the proceeds raised tonight to Kayleigh and her fight to find a cure for cancer. Kayleigh, thank you so much for doing this. It means the world. Obviously, I know you a little bit from CrossFit. I don't know you a ton, but tell me kind of how we got to here.
Yeah. First and foremost, too, thank you for having me. It means a lot to have people like you supporting, kind of my side of things. So I'm excited to be here. I started playing soccer since, from the first time I could walk. Yeah. My dad was my coach, and I remember one of our first teams were the Red Rockets.
Nice.
And it was Park District. It was, since day one, I think soccer was what I loved to do. Basketball and other sports were just kind of for fun, but soccer was what, every weekend.
Just loved it.
Just loved it. And it was fun having my dad coach, and my mom even took a turn at coaching. So they got both of them involved. I wanted to play soccer in college, and I knew that from day one. And my parents raised me in a way that academics were just as important, if not more, than soccer.
Exactly.
And so it was a really good balance. And I kept my grades up in school, and so I kind of started to think, like, where would I like to go? At one point, Princeton kind of popped up on the radar, and we would get letters. I would get letters, from people that were at tournaments, and Princeton had sent one. It was just like a real general, we saw you play.
Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, hi, how you doing? I'd like to know more about you. And I'm like, this is cool, but Dad, I have no chance. It's Princeton.
Yeah.
Went to their camp over the summer, saw the school, and was just like, how could I not?
Yeah.
It's incredible. I loved it. I loved everything about it. It didn't matter if I was the first recruit or the 8th recruit. Yeah. This was my chance. So did it, turned it in, and got in, and haven't really looked back since. It was absolutely incredible.
And you had, an awesome 4 years, and I read, you were the captain junior and senior year. You started, basically since your sophomore year. You played every game your freshman year, and you had that spirit and that determination that, like, hey, I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna make this my own. I'm gonna make this experience, mine. And that's what I've, really resonated from you a lot, is that you are so determined to do things, and and when we see you at the gym, or when you're out or whatnot, I'm sure you're one of those people that there's gonna be challenges, but I'm gonna overcome it.
I remember when I was applying for jobs after school, you learn so much from playing sports and playing in college, stuff you don't even realize until people kind of acknowledge it back to you. Actions speak louder than words. I've never been one to really give the good speeches before the games, but if they saw me fighting for them on the field, then I know they would do the same. And I think I learned more about life, than anything from soccer.
it's those sports and kind of why we do what we do with baseball, you know, with using a sport, because it's that team, it's that camaraderie, it's that those experiences that you go through that are going to carry you through, you know, the fight for your life. And that's, you know, I mean, that's, you know, I'm so glad that, you know, you can see that, you know, soccer being a sport, you know, is so much more than a sport.
Yeah. First week of August, it was actually my boyfriend's birthday. I ended up going to the ER at 5 a.m. with excruciating pains in my left side. And they were convinced that it was an infection. Yeah. They took a CT scan, they kind of gave me some pain meds just to kind of ease everything, but honestly they actually weren't even working. And so I wasn't really thinking much of it, had never spent any time in the hospital, never had, knock on wood, any sports injuries. The worst was like rolled ankles. And so this was like a totally new experience for me. You know, I felt perfectly healthy literally until that morning. I ended up spending the weekend there Friday to Sunday. They had infectious diseases, they had all sorts of teams coming in because usually obviously with infection you're sick, you have fever, chills, something kind of leading up. Usually people are pretty brutally sick. And I was like, I haven't even had fever, I haven't even had a cold. So it was kind of like, you know, I felt like I was in a house TV show or something like that. I remember I went in for the biopsy on Tuesday, and on Thursday the doctor called me and said, you have cancer. And I remember it was in the morning, and thankfully one of my roommates was home. And I was like, I said back to him, are you serious? And he said, I'm serious. And I remember calling my mom, and kind of everyone kind of got together quickly. There was rallied the troops a little bit, and went in. They knew that it was a pretty rare, pretty bad, kind of cancer. So went in for the post-surgery meeting, or the pre-surgery meeting, where they kind of talked to you about what it is, what they're planning to do, and kind of lay out everything for me. And it was by far, I mean, to this day, the worst meeting ever. It's kind of hard to wrap your head around it. I mean, it's so much to take in, and you almost feel like exhausted by it. You know, and you're just like emotionally drained. And it was my parents and I sitting on the couch, and I remember they were bringing in a special doctor because the doctor that I had was really good at laparoscopically doing it. You know, it's usually through your back, and they wanted to cut me open and just see as much as they could. Because what they were afraid of was they were afraid they'd already gone into lymph nodes. With renal medullary carcinoma, which they've kind of all agreed upon in some form, it is very rare and very aggressive. And so in most patients, it's already gone, you know, metastasized into different parts of their body. So they were like, you know, let's see as much as we can. So they told me all this, and they wanted to get me in right away. So I literally found out I had cancer on Thursday, and went in on Friday for, they were going to take out my left kidney and any lymph nodes that they thought maybe it had started to spread to. That night, I mean, the day, had the meeting with them in the morning, and that whole day was just, I think you kind of are just kind of seeing things in a different way. Like, I'm going into a surgery, I've never even had surgery on any part of my body, and now, they're about to take out my kidney, and I have cancer, and you're just I don't even think I really was processing at all. I remember my dad having me go out on the porch of our apartment and say, just like soak up the sun. It's a beautiful day. You know, just see what it feels like to feel and appreciate nature. You're going to be in a hospital for a few, like, you know, at least a few days after surgery. So, you know, just enjoy it, and you're going to beat this, and we're going to get through it.
So then you had surgery, and, you know, how did everything go with that?
Yeah, surgery went as well as it could. You know, the doctors were incredible. I had two of the best doctors I could ask for it, and they said, you know, so they took out my kidney and the margins around the kidney. They had to take a little piece that went into the fat, so the cancer tried to spread, but luckily the margins around that were clear. And then thankfully all 41 lymph nodes were clear, and they thought already it had spread. They thought, you know, 3 of them looked kind of inflamed, and so they were expecting that it was kind of already going to be a pretty bad situation, especially because in all patients with this, it usually does already. But my first scan I had a little over a month ago, and that was clean. So it's been good along the way. Yeah, exactly. So it's a little bit of a waiting game. But it's been, I think, what I kind of learned a lot about yourself. And people always say that, and, you know, you read about it, you know, and even like, you know, reading your story, like, had I not been in this situation, I'm like, you realize like the kind of perspective that you get on life, and you kind of you can't even really appreciate it until you're in kind of our situation. And we try and just, I think what's made me realize is to kind of appreciate each moment that you're in and realize kind of how much you're loved.
Obviously it's expensive, and obviously, you're going to see the best doctors because that's what you deserve. So, so you're going to, start just going to doctors, and it'll be kind of like an ongoing process through, probably the rest of your life, right?
Yeah, so they don't really have a lot of answers. The doctors I saw had a lot of I don't knows. They don't know what treatment would work. They suggested chemo just to try and stay ahead of it because, for the one doctor that I'd seen, probably in most cases, he said, in most patients it comes back within 4 to 6 months.
Yeah.
That would be January. And so, I'm lucky right now that I don't have any visible tumors. And so what I'm afraid of is that there's microscopic cells that can eventually turn into something. And so to stay ahead of that, we've been kind of researching because doctors don't have answers. It was only really recently given like a category in the past like 5 years. So in like, the medical field, I could be the only one, like me that has it. A friend that's been kind of guiding us the whole way, he kind of works for a pharmaceutical company, and he said, off the top of my head, at least $200,000 would go towards your initial medical expenses, therapies, because it's not going to be conventional.
Yeah.
Conventional probably won't work for you. Doctors have no idea if it would work, and it takes, chemo obviously, as you've seen, like it takes a toll on your body, and so it's all, the initial part was going to be for that, and then I hope that one day this turns into something big, and you're helping me do that. I need something that's going to be hard to get, and so this next challenge is just, if it were to come back, it'll come back before I know it.
Yeah.
And I think, so what we're trying to do is possibly look at immunotherapies and things like that that will help me kind of stay ahead of the curve. So for me, it's a little bit of a waiting game, but I'm trying to learn about my body, learn about the research.
What's scary?
For me, it's definitely the uncertainty.
Yeah.
It's not knowing. If it comes back, God forbid, when it comes back, the doctor said, we don't know if chemo will work. We don't know what will work. When you look to doctors, like they are brilliant. But I think you have to find something outside of that you have faith that I will get through this. It's the unknown that scares me the most, by far, for this whole process.
What's so scary? We all know that, we all know what can happen, but on a daily basis, what's scary for you guys?
We don't want to let ourselves go to our fear because we know that fear is not going to come true.
Yeah.
But Kiki and I always joke that we love our boyfriends, I love my husband, but there's just something about having a best friend that's more than that relationship and different than that relationship. And so I think I'm just going to miss those, I would miss those tiny things. Like, I'm nervous about losing those moments with her where we come home and have cookies in the middle of the night, or we watch endless amounts of TV shows and just get it.
Mac and cheese.
Yeah, mac and cheese. No mac and cheese eating. I want that Kayleigh back.
Yeah.
I think that's, if anything, cancer is taken away. I don't want it to take away that. I don't want it to take away her personality.
It's definitely been hard. She's actually stronger than I am, so I'm not really much of in this situation. But I'd like to say I'm not scared because I know she's going to be okay.
Yeah.
She's the strongest person I know. But yeah, there is that obviously that uncertainty that she talks about, and I also worry about what's going on in her mind and her body. I can't imagine what she's been through.
Yeah.
I'd do anything to not have her go through any more of it, but she's going to need it.
The biggest thing is I'm going to lose her, and I can't lose her.
Yeah.
So, but it only lasts for a second, because when I get the feeling, I go, I can't lose her, and then I go, am I going to lose her?
You almost get mad that you thought that. You're like,
That's defeated.
That's not going to happen.
No. So it goes like that, and then I'm like, no, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. You want to say that you've become immune to it, or that you've, kind of put up the wall, and, that it doesn't affect you as much as it used to, but how can you not just totally break down and totally just want to help when you see situations like Kayleigh? mean, a girl that's 24 years old who has every opportunity in her life ahead of her and has never done anything wrong to anybody, the sweetest person in the world, and then she gets diagnosed with cancer. And not just cancer, but the rarest of rare forms of cancer. And although we know she's going to beat it, although we know she's going to be perfectly fine, it's still that fear and it's that toll that it takes on all of us. And we know that it's the support that you guys provide. We know that it's the support that the organizations like the Cure Baseball provide, and we know it's the support that the world provides, when reaching out to people that have cancer. So, from the bottom of my heart, I truly thank you guys so much for all the support that you're going to give Kayleigh tonight. It means the world to her and her family, as you can see. As we're closing out, we all just kind of wanted to come together and tell you guys thank you. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for the night. Thank you all for coming. I can't wait to see, how much money we can truly raise for Kayleigh. I cannot wait to see the look on her face when we give her the money. It's truly going to be amazing. So, Kayleigh, awesome.
Thank you. And I just want to say, it's so nice to have everyone on this country with me. Cure Baseball is an incredible organization. Those are the sorts of things and the sorts of people that are going to keep me going every single day. And I can't wait until the day that I'm cured and can share the exact same thing that Alex is sharing with me, and the love and donations in whatever form it comes in. So many people need it and so many people deserve it. So my sincerest thank you to all of you.
And as a mom, I just have to tell you how truly humbling it is that people who didn't know Kayleigh before you met her and got to know more of her after watching this, it brings me to my knees, and I would be grateful.
As one of Kayleigh's best friends, thank you for just supporting her in so many ways.
Yes, thank you. It truly means the world. We all love Kayleigh so much, and